welcome to the Talk Tip. I'm your host, Elisa Bowens Mercado. Thank you for joining me this beautiful Thursday afternoon as we have another segment of Politics with Pinsky. Oh, yes. We'll be talking about what in the world, what is going on in government, what's going on on social media. We have some current events. We have some breaking news. We have a bunch of stuff for you all today that are sitting in and listening. So don't forget, you are listening on WNHHLP 103.5 FM. We're broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We are streaming live on TuneIn Radio and the New Haven Independent.org. We are also streaming live video on Facebook. So you can go to all of our pages, myself, the New Haven Independent, so that you can join in and join in the conversation. So just go to facebook.com and look us up. But folks, as the old saying goes, it is absolutely 5 o'clock somewhere. Sit back as we serve you up a tasty mix of talk radio. You are listening to the Talk Sip. All right. Hi, my friends out there in radio and social media world. And hi to my partner in crime for the day, for the hour is Irvin Pinsky. Welcome, Irvin Pinsky, a renowned attorney, lawyer in the city of New Haven. That's right. I love Harry's. I love his. What are they called? No, we can't even. No, his hat. We're not even going to talk about the hat. Anytime I get a Keep America Great Again hat, even every time I see one, even though I didn't recognize it at first because it's black with white or gray lettering. I'm usually always used to the red with the white lettering. But when I finally noticed it, I just, thank gracious I hadn't eaten a lot of lunch because I probably would have gotten sick. Harry, thank you for those Brooklyn donuts. So shout out to the company and Waterbury. Harry, thank you for bringing those in. Those are extra delicious. So that's why Harry gets a pass today with that hat, I think.
We love Harry. He's just ill-informed and misguided. And he's trying to take the whole world down to Donald Trump hell. But we love him.
Yes, we do. And before we get into the old umpster, were you watching the news this week or for the last couple of days after 2 weeks trapped in a cave?
Yeah.
My gosh. In Thailand, those kids are all alive in the hospital. Parents, they can see them through glass, but what an amazing rescue. What did you think about that? The whole world, I mean, I was on the edge of my seat. It was incredible.
It's amazing how drama works so well when it's done right. Instead of if you drop a bomb on a city, 10,000 people die, and it's not much more than 13. But you're right. Now, as I understand it, and I've been to Thailand 3 times, but I've never been there. I've never been to that part. As I understand it, was like a 3-mile-long canyon, a series of caves or something.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just go in and get them. So they ended up, the kids were led in there by their idiot coach, who ended up the biggest hero of them all because he did great things.
Well, he gave the kid, he rationed off his food. He was the weakest one left in the cave because he gave those babies, not the babies, but the teens, food for 2 weeks.
He gave it up for honor, but that was after he did the stupidest thing in the world. He led them into a drowning situation. Well,
and that, you know what, when I first read the story, I go, who would do that? Like, what coach, I'm like, he needs to be held responsible. But did he know how far they were going in? And did he check the weather forecast?
Obviously, he made a error in judgment. He knows it's the monsoon season. So what kind of jerk can he be? He's from Thailand. It's like you sitting here in the middle of the winter saying, gee, it's snowing. I'm shocked. Yeah, poor guy.
I just, folks, if you're tuning in now, call us so that you can literally join this conversation because there are so many different opinions about this. We at the end of the day, we're all just very thankful that all of the kids plus the coach were rescued
by heroes.
And unfortunately there was one death by a retired professional Navy SEAL diver that did lose his life trying to go in and make the situation better, trying to rescue some of the kids. So there was life lost, but not, the
13 children.
13 children and the coach
did not die.
Yeah, so that was a blessing.
It was
Very
damn close.
Yeah, they said that the rains were coming in. So, I mean, I couldn't believe that. First of all, I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah, right.
So
There's snakes down there too, I'll bet you.
Oh, and I'm beyond afraid of snakes. So first of all, I would not have been one of the 13 in that number. I'm going to tell you why. I'm claustrophobic. I don't like tight, small, dark places. Okay. I don't like that one way in and one way out. I can go to a club, restaurant, bar back in the day when I was like, kind of doing like the club scene a lot. And if there was one way in and there was like not two exits or emergency exit, probably like a good sign that you probably shouldn't be in there.
No.
And so I would not, the coach, he would have been like, come on, we're going. And I would have been like, no, I'm staying out here. I'm absolutely not doing that.
You would have said, I'm going to the beach because it's Thailand. And that's where they made the movie The Beach. I'm going there. I'm going to hang out with Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's right. And go get a cocktail.
I'm going to
go sip on some rhythm. I'm going to go get a mojito and
teach all those beautiful people
how to dance salsa.
Yeah.
While you guys go get in your cave and it's dark and it's gloomy. Yeah. And if there were snakes down there, game over.
Big snakes.
I'm
Thailand.
petrified of snakes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my mother, she knows me. Like as a kid, I would have been like, sorry, dude. To the coach, I'd have been like, absolutely not going in the cave.
Have you ever heard of a Burmese python? One of the great killer snakes of all time? Burma is right next door to Thailand.
Okay, so then they probably travel over.
They're not only in Thailand, they're all over Florida now. Remember, they're in Florida killing crocodiles. They're big snakes.
Oh, my gosh. Game over. Yeah, I don't think that was necessarily a great idea for them to go hiking.
I'm
I don't
surprised
know.
he didn't kill himself. With disgrace.
Well, no,
I don't want him to.
Well, I mean, like I said, everybody has a different opinion, but I just, that would have been the last sightseeing or trip that I would have planned for 13 kids.
Well, Jason Lambert says, pancakes!
Hi, pancakes.
And then
how are ya?
Then he asks,
hi, pancakes.
How did they get down there in the first place?
It's not like a giant well. It's more like a cave. You walk into a cave. And when there's a series of caves, you walk from one to the other and you keep going.
But wasn't it one? Because this is what I was perplexed about. And same, I think Jason is bringing up a valid point. Like, was it just one long, I've seen diagrams, but I'm still trying to wrap my brain around. Because you know how they said there were dips in the cave? So did they have to walk when it was no water in there? Were they walking and sliding down those dips?
Yeah, well, they weren't. And they weren't 30 feet deep mostly. They were like 6 feet deep. So if it was high tide, they would have been under the water. If it was low tide, if it rained out, then they would have been under the water.
So what you're telling me is you go in a cave.
Yeah.
You're just going up and down, but that's when there's no water.
Yeah.
And then this is monsoon season.
When there's less water.
But then there's water, and
then you can't get back out.
Weren't they stuck at the end of the cave?
Well, like the thing is that once the water started coming in,
pancakes. We're trying to get this.
They started going deeper into the cave. So once they saw the water, they started retreating from the water deeper into the cave.
Wow. They had to go deeper and further. Miles. Well,
right? I wouldn't. I mean,
I think it was
when you
2.5 miles from the entrance of the cave.
2.5 miles from.
But how many? But did they end up I thought they ended up more miles away from the entrance. Was it 2.5 miles or 3 miles?
It was like 2.5 miles, but like 5 hours swimming through the guck because it turned into mud and it was just.
And if you remember, about 7 years ago, the king of Thailand, his grandson, got killed on Phuket Beach when the tsunami came. The big tsunami came.
Oh yeah.
And killed. I don't know how many people, but the elephants that were on the beach, they all knew it was a tsunami, and they started going up in the hills before the people did, and the people stayed there and got drowned.
Oh wow!
The king's grandson got killed on that day.
That was tragic, though, the tsunami. But now the cave.
My thing is that they must not have like a weather forecast over there. They didn't know.
They don't have
coming?
They don't have Gil Simmons and the News Channel 8 folks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like
darn it.
They didn't check the weather that morning.
No. Okay. So I'm gonna just you see people, they're kayaking and they're boating, and or they're paddle boarding, and that there is a storm coming. Can't you wait a day? Can't you wait 2 days? I mean, come on. Do you have to get out there? People have to really honestly start being a little bit more responsible. 2 miles in with 13 kids in a cave. Are you kidding me? You couldn't have paid me to no. Let them go to a park and climb on rocks. Take them rock climbing.
Take them to the beach.
Take them to the beach. 13 kids in a cave. Yeah,
well, that's what I was saying. Did their parents sign the permission slip? To go into that?
Right, because
it's like, what are you doing in there?
Growing up, like, we couldn't go anywhere. But my mom was always the chaperone anyway. So she was always like the den mother or the room mother or something. She was always a chaperone. Hi, Mom. So we would go to Sturbridge Village and literally, like, but you had to sign like a sheet of stuff, a form to bring you to go. I don't know, Mother's Nature of Sturbridge Village.
Has different laws.
Well, right. What he did is right after soccer practice, he took the kids into the cave to explore. That was the reasoning. But
so after soccer practice, so let's get this. After soccer practice, you're probably already tired. I want to go get a meal or something. I want to go eat, go relax, Ice cream Sunday. Go find the ice cream truck. You take 13 kids to now go. I don't get it. I don't know. I would be exhausted, number one. And then, but the parents did say, don't blame the coach. The parents said, don't blame the coach.
I guess. I mean, I know they didn't even, the authorities weren't even called into a few days afterwards. So I don't even know how it works over there. It makes no sense. As to, they didn't start looking for them till, like, it was a week in. So
what did their but then their parents, like, the parents know that they were going into this cave, and like,
no, they didn't.
So they had 13 missing children reports for a week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't even.
Team went missing. Aliens came and took them.
I'm like, my kids got home 5 minutes late from school, and I was worried.
5 minutes, 50 cents. If the bus didn't pull up on Pleasant Drive when it was supposed to pull up, then game over. My mother is like, Board of Education, Superintendent, Dr. Plumber, where's the kids? Where's the bus?
Where was Rambo now that these kids needed him, right? Rambo's in that great cave movie. And, he with the rats. Remember the rats in that one? Oh, it gives me the creep. That
bad judgment. I'm done. I'm going to make the final call on this. Bad judgment. If you think this coach had great judgment, and if you're tuning in, please let us know. And Jason Lambert also says, "Hey guys, look, dark cave. Let's go in."
Tie sticks. I don't know if any of you ever heard this, but one of the great marijuana potent, dangerous things is something called tie sticks from Thailand, and they're these rolled up things that have all resin in them, and you get so high your head falls off. But maybe there was a tie stick loose or something.
I don't know. Think about that.
Maybe the coach got into a tie stick.
What Jason Lambert says is true. You go, hey, look at that dark cave. And this monsoon season.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
We don't need no stinking life preservers.
That was just, I don't get, but thank gracious they are all alive. But if you want to go on a sightseeing excursion, leave the caves alone. As you can tell, it obviously does not work. Seriously, go rock climbing or something.
I learned how to swim on YouTube.
What?
Well, I learned how to swim on YouTube. I'm safe. I'll swim out.
I don't think that worked for you.
It didn't work for them either.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
the kids couldn't swim. Remember it said that?
Well, you know what?
13 kids.
And
I doubt that.
They had to give them anti-anxiety.
Like five of them were strong swimmers. The rest of them weren't.
Yeah.
Okay. At first, they announced that they couldn't swim.
Well,
but
you know that they had to give them anti-anxiety medicine. To calm them. I would have needed more than that. I'd have been like, okay, I need tranquilize me. Like literally, I would have never moved. It would have just been like kind of game over.
Well, it's a horrible, horrible, scary, crazy thing. But in all fairness, if push came to shove and you were in there, I would bet you would do exactly what had to be done.
No, of course I would.
That's human nature is the fight or flight, and you want to fight.
Right.
When your back's against the wall. But that Navy SEAL, think about it. That Navy SEAL ran out of air.
Yeah.
So that's how he died. He was checking the tanks and all of that stuff. Yeah,
but ran out of
air. So, I mean, it was a dangerous swim. A very dangerous swim, and it's a miracle that they actually got those kids all.
No, it is like I said, it's a miracle because how deep was? I mean, what was there?
A lot of it was over your head,
right? But then how? I mean,
well, not just that, and also a lot of those spaces, once it got flooded with the mud and everything, only one person fit at a time. So it was like, how did they get those kids out? But
with the tanks, with kids with tanks,
right? That's what
With
they
a
were
rope
saying.
system.
you know what? They're lucky they didn't have to chisel any rocks or anything away because that would have been just.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They were saying some of those spaces you couldn't fit a person and a tank. So how they maneuvered all of that, I guess it'll be in the movie.
I remember.
Well, I hope they make a movie about this. I have a couple of ideas for the title of the movie, but I'm going to keep that to myself.
Dumb and Dumber. I do remember the movie with James Bond where they had these little sticks that went in your mouth, like a 6-inch long air compressor, and you didn't need a whole tank. But I don't know
No,
if
that
they
wasn't
had
going to work down there in the cave. That dark cave.
Ooh. Well, we're all here in paradise, all right, and we've got beaches and beer and politics.
Yes, to talk about
and freedom.
Yes, absolutely. We want to welcome Michelle Rivera is watching the Talk Sip. She's one of our regular folks that tune in, and she's also a very good friend. So hello to Michelle Rivera and Pancakes, a.k.a. Jason Lambert. Thank you also for tuning in. So, yeah, so to stay away from the caves. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Does Connecticut have dangerous caves? I don't even know.
Well, the new extreme sport is playing soccer in the cave.
But do we have dangerous caves in Connecticut?
I don't know, but over here, over here in the United States, we get people that get stuck on a mountain or something, and we have to rescue them. So we got people who go a little far
risk
here
takers.
too.
We do, but not 13 of them.
Right, you don't take
all on one mountain
you don't take
at one
other
time.
people's children with you. That's the most important part.
Everybody playing
It's different if you take your own children, but when you're taking other people's children with you,
that's a problem.
That's a problem.
You know that there's one parent out there. She's like, you know what? Screw this. She's just like, everybody else is giving this coach a pass. That one parent is probably like, what were you like? Seriously, like, what were you thinking? Like, just.
Oh, lots of people are saying this guy's going to be in big trouble.
I think he's going to be in trouble too. I think right now they're going through the hero stuff, but
But
somebody
Irving,
has to be responsible for this.
Because Irving, as an attorney, what would you charge him with?
In America, I would charge him risk of injury to a minor.
That's 13 counts.
Gross stupidity. Right. I would charge him with kidnapping if he didn't tell the parent. I would charge him with.
You throw the book at him.
Well, you charge the max, and then you let him off with justice. You know, and
so we got 13 counts of kidnapping. 13 counts of
risk of injury to a minor. Right.
Do they cane over there? Do they still cane over there?
No, they don't cane in Thailand as far as I know.
Thailand.
That was Indonesia that canes a lot of people. Okay. There are other countries too, but I've never heard of anybody being caned in Thailand.
But you think
they do have a great movie called Broke Down Palace with Claire Danes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And that movie showed what happened when a couple of girls got framed for smuggling heroin, and they got stuck in a terrible, terrible jail, and that was pretty ratty.
Well, that's like I always tell you my favorite show is Locked Up Abroad. I think that's fascinating. Like, because if you think you're going to go to these countries and, like, you know, swing heroin or bring stuff or coke or whatever you're bringing,
or
marijuana,
make friends and influence people.
Yeah, then that's not happening. You'll be in jail forever.
In Broke Down Palace, these two young women from Ohio were in Thailand when they were probably supposed to be in college, and they met a really nice guy by the pool, and they became friends. And he had extra money, so he helped them out. And then when they were going to Australia, he said, "Carry my bags or something, because I got to go the other way now." And they did, and sure enough, they got stopped at the border with a huge amount of heroin or something. And next thing you know, they're in this horrible, horrible jails being treated like human garbage.
Wow.
Yeah, and that actually happens a lot. If you look at those shows, Locked Up Abroad, these people don't even know why they're there, and it's because they smuggled something that they're not aware of.
And then don't forget the language.
Yeah,
and then, you know, the language barrier, and then you have your criminal. You know, as an attorney, you know that the laws. I mean, come on, from Connecticut to New York are different in Jersey or L.A. But then you go overseas, game over. I mean, that's you know,
that can cost you the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. Do those young ladies, well, I mean, we don't want to ruin the ending for those
watch
girls.
The movie,
but
you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
It's a powerful movie.
Yeah, the movie is actually really good. It's an old movie.
Well,
you say Brokeback Mountain?
No.
Brokeback, no, not Brokeback. That's the gay movie. We're talking about
I wish
Broke
I
Down
could quit
Palace.
you.
Broke Down Palace.
You remember
I wish
that?
I could quit you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's broke.
Brokeback Mountain. I love that
Heath
movie. That was
Ledger.
awesome.
Broke Down Palace. And,
Broke Down Palace.
And what
Okay.
happens to those young girls in that movie happens all the time. And
All the
what,
time.
What happened is that in that movie, they were a decoy. So they were hoping that the police would bust them so that other things get smuggled, so that they're not looking at other people as they're walking by.
Oh, they
And they
but
turned them in.
but they were
Yeah.
but
They
they were down
ratted
with
out by the
that.
guy who gave them the drugs
Right.
that they
Of
didn't know they
course.
were carrying, and that way once they got busted, then the other ones went through.
Yep.
It was he would set them up as a decoy and he ratted them out.
All right,
too.
it's on Netflix. I'm gonna watch
It
that.
should be.
movie.
Should be.
I'm gonna watch that.
Claire Danes and Kate Beckinsale.
Kate
They're
Beckinsale.
big
All
stars.
right, two amazing actors.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna be. All right, folks, we're gonna take. I love this conversation. We are going to take a quick break. We're gonna be right back. Don't turn that dial. Stay with us on Facebook. You're listening to the Talk Sip. We will be right back with politics with Pinsky. What in the world? All right, here we go. And welcome back to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Elisa Bowens Mercado. Don't forget, every Thursday, I join you wonderful people out there, and we talk arts, culture, current events, music, politics, and much, much more. Just FYI, we have a guest that was on that just came back from his trip to, I think he was in China for about a month and a half. So Tramel from Dear Brothers, Dear Sisters, he's an author. He's going to come back. He's going to let us know about his incredible trip overseas and what he's got cooking. Because, you know, there's a lot of single folks in Connecticut and especially New Haven, the Elm City. And we're going to fix that. We are literally going to do a hardcore press for singles in this area. So if you are single, I really expect for you for the next couple of weeks to tune in, because we're going to hook you up. We are going to find you not only your summer romance, but your winter, spring, fall person that is out there. And so we're going to help you to facilitate that. So websites coming and Instagram pages, but everyone deserves love. I don't care how old you are, what color, race, creed, religion, all that stuff. There's someone out there for everyone. Gay, straight, pink, purple. All right.
We're gonna make you happy for the rest of your
right,
life.
Democrat and Republican. We should get a dating site like Republican dating Democrats. I think
you are a sadist. Do that to people.
No.
Can you imagine the fights?
I think people should start getting along, and it might come through dating a Dem, dating a Repub. All right, okay. So, Irving, so good to see you. Harry, thank you for chiming in. We were before the break. We were talking about the 13 kids and the coach that were rescued. So God bless them all and their parents, and safe, happy rescue for all. Politics with Pinsky. Let's jump right in it. So since last week, or actually 2 weeks ago. My gracious.
Yeah.
Let's do a rundown. Breaking news. What's happened besides the
Trump took
Supreme
$1 billion
Court Justice appointee? My gracious.
So for the next 30 years, we all lose our civil rights. That's going to be lousy.
Yeah,
All right? That's
that's basically what's
And,
going to
He put in
happen.
a right-wing guy who's addicted to baseball. Did you see what happened? They come, no kidding, Kavanaugh, who's a double Yaley, all right,
Walks
comes
the
out,
streets of this.
turns out that he has run up huge credit card debts buying tickets to the Washington Nationals baseball games, and he was having trouble paying them off. Now it's not like betting with a bookie. He's buying tickets to these stupid baseball games. This is supposed to be one of the smartest guys in the world. All right, and then when it came out,
Who was paying for the tickets?
He was
okay.
on a credit card that he couldn't pay off. On credit
So he
card.
owes credit card debt.
Hundreds of
He
thousands
needs
of
to
dollars,
call
maybe.
Credit Karma. He needs to get his stuff repaired.
He needs to retire and let us put in a normal person.
So this is the same person that we just, or he's going to be going before Senate hearings to the nominee.
Right.
So
and they're trying to take over all the women's uteruses because they don't believe in abortion, so they want to control your body. It's a real wild thing, these guys.
So this appointment came down
Like last week.
last week.
Monday night at 9:00.
right, and so, but as a woman, I don't think like a male should have any say about what we should do as women. Come on,
It's old white men who want to control young women's thingies.
As a former child,
Never.
I don't think a woman should have a right to kill me off either.
Well,
But
you're special.
You have
You're
to- but-
special. We wouldn't kill you.
No, we
just
wouldn't.
The other Republicans.
You're right.
I'm just saying, abortion for anything is not the recipe. Also,
Oh
that
no
you-
no no
Are
no!
you
Oh
saying
come
it's
on
murder?
no.
Are you saying it's murder?
you don't want to have abortion for as a form of birth control.
Come on, rape.
Would you abort
listen,
puppies?
listen. I'm going to tell you something. Rape. Anyone. Listen. Let's.
I'm
let me
gonna
just say,
agree with- I'm gonna agree with you
as a
here.
woman, and who and seeing stories about women who have been raped. I mean,
And
come
hangers.
on.
Hangers.
No,
They use
listen,
hangers.
listen.
They shouldn't use hangers.
I know.
Listen, seriously, like if they're telling a woman if she's raped that she cannot have an abortion, that is no.
Of course not. That's an extreme example, though.
They're getting rid of. They're going to get rid of that.
Most people.
They're going to get rid of that.
Most people believe, even those people who are pro-life, believe
Some of
that
the people. There are plenty of pro-life people
most
who say
people
never.
who would say that if the woman is raped or if she's sick and her health depends on
Yeah.
it, then of course you allow that. Now, the other side where Hillary said you should be able to get an abortion at any time whenever you want. So that means
No, I don't totally agree
She
with
never
that.
said that anyway.
Yeah,
but
she
it
did
doesn't
say
matter.
that. She
Nah,
did
nah,
say
nah.
that.
That's
Irving,
okay.
I don't make up stuff
Hillary
like
never
you do.
said. You said it any time, no matter
Yes,
what.
Hillary
Show me
said
where
that.
she
while
said
she was
that.
I'll show
No.
it to you afterwards.
Thanks.
But let's go back. Let's go back to this.
But
Person that is-
Kavanaugh,
Let me tell you
he's the
something.
most liberal one of Trump's list. So actually, Democrats should be happy that he didn't pick a
Oh.
more conservative one.
No, he. Trust me. That's
Why do you
that-
think he's liberal? What made you think he's liberal at all?
Well,
The
he's
tiniest
not.
bit.
Because he.
What did he say that would
Ju-
gave a damn about your rights?
Well, let me just say it, Irving.
Okay.
Just like
Or your families.
Chief Justice Roberts, he considered Obamacare a tax. Okay, so that means if he would have sat on the Supreme Court, would have allowed Obamacare to exist also, even though the Obama administration said it wasn't a tax when they were pushing the Obamacare through. So they actually created Obamacare themselves.
Do you see these
Justice-
loopholes
Chief
that
Justice Roberts.
they jump in?
I see a lot
end
of dead Americans.
Listen,
That's what I see.
the end of the story, the bottom line
there
is
you go,
our
Irving.
civil rights are being compromised. And Harry, you are Puerto Rican descent. Okay, trust me, your family's going to feel
What does
this.
that mean?
Because he doesn't. They don't care about.
I hear
people
that all the
of-
time. You think
Oh.
Trump cares for you? You think Obama cared for you?
Obamacare.
They
No,
first.
he really did.
No,
Told me
he
so.
did not care.
He wrote
Oh,
me
he
a
told
note.
you so. He told you
Lisa's
so.
#1. I got it. You
You
want to see
see,
it?
that's the thing that everybody
$2 of viewing.
is trying to connect
Trump
spiritually
was
with
not,
somebody.
No, listen, Trump was not. Obama was not slashing civil rights. He was not
He was
making this
adding to
country
civil rights.
horrible. He was.
He was.
He gave us Obama phones.
There you go.
And I love my Obama phone.
Well, listen, because he
shouldn't
wants-
have
My
an Obama.
$1,000 Obama.
You
Because
shouldn't
he
have an
wants-
Obama phone.
This is
Irving.
not a Obama
Listen.
phone. You want to look at it, you know it's
Listen,
not a Obama
because
phone.
he
We'll have to go
literally-
after Irving on that one.
He
Not
wanted
Obama phone.
Obama wanted people to live as one and he wanted
Dignity,
everyone to
humanity.
eat. He wanted everyone to
There's,
eat.
there's
He wanted
dignity
everyone
and
to eat.
humanity in working hard, more jobs, lowest black unemployment, lowest
don't-
Hispanic
no,
unemployment,
please.
lowest woman unemployment in like
That's all
30
Obama.
years.
75 straight months of job
Thank you.
growth.
Exactly.
That is not
75
all
straight months.
Obama. Check,
Yes,
check
it
what
is.
has
But
happened in the
Orange
last
Headed
year and a
Doofus
half
takes credit.
compared to the 8 years of Obama.
More school shootings.
Oh, no, not the poor kids. It's
You
on
think there
Trump.
were school shootings under Obama?
Oh,
No,
there were,
Trump-
but not
Trump-
not in
That's
record
hilarious.
numbers like this.
Let me tell you,
Not in
Sandy
record
Hook.
numbers.
If we're gonna say school shooting, Sandy Hook must have been Obama's fault.
No, we're not. Listen, we're not blaming. We're not blaming.
Oh,
No, we're blaming Trump. I'm blaming Trump. The guy is nuts. All right. And now the
so
latest
was
one
Obama
today.
allowing
No.
Sandy Hook to happen?
Today, no kidding, today.
Yeah. What happened today? 'Cause
Trump
we're-
announced, not Trump personally, he's a coward, but his people announced that they're pulling the generators out of Puerto Rico, while they haven't fixed up the Puerto Rico at all.
Where did you get that from? Univision or
Google
something?
Google it. It's Google News. It's a good service.
Prove it, Irving.
You Google it. You're the one with the computer. Why
I mean,
does
come
Harry
on.
want me to do all the work? It's like he's a welfare king. You know, let Irving do the work. I was going to buy you a robot of your own, but then I realized that you wanted to tax it.
But you know,
Republicans are high taxers.
But let me tell you something. But that is just so that the administration that we're under right now pull the generators out. Let them
Let them
let
die.
them
That's
die.
not true.
Oh, come on.
Not enough that
You
they're
have
giving them
family
money.
in Puerto Rico, and you
I
should hope,
do.
and you should pray that he's not pulling
And
generators
his
out.
family is all
You
voting
should
Democrat.
pray that he's not
Tell
pulling
him, Harry, your family's voting
Oh
Democrat.
yeah, most of my family votes.
Well, listen,
Democrats.
let's ask Harry if this is true, okay, and he is pulling generators out of Puerto Rico. What do you feel about that? What do you think about
Oh,
that?
let's do the hypothetical, but most of these stories aren't true.
Oh,
First
what
off,
if it is
I
true?
sent and family members and friends, we put together money and sent people money to buy their generators
Why would
and
you
everything.
have to do that? They're a part of the United States.
No, wait
Let
a
the
minute.
government-
Wait a minute. If my lights go off here because of an electric storm, nobody from Connecticut comes and gives me a generator.
No, that was
Life doesn't work
that.
like that.
Listen, that was. There you go.
Send it to me, Irving.
There
What's-
you go. Wow.
NBC News. U.S.
Oh, my
plans
God.
to remove backup power generators from Puerto Rico.
They plan?
Officials worry it's hurricane season. It is hurricane season.
They plan on moving it,
Well, what do
Irving,
you
or
want me
they're
to say
moving
that
it?
they don't plan on it?
Because
Now,
because
those people are gonna
because
die and you don't
NBC
care.
News
They put it in the universe.
does conjecture all the time. They no longer
Hold
report
on.
the news.
Okay, the U.S.
is
Army
rumor.
Corps of Engineers plans to begin removing mega generators, providing backup power to Puerto Rico's. All right, there you go. It's the United States
Yeah,
Army
well,
Corps of
there you go.
Engineers.
Send me the story.
Puerto
Irving.
Rico, just get ready for if you are in the middle of hurricane season and you haven't repaired from the last storm, but the United States is going to be pulling out your generators. So God bless you. That's what we've come
What's
to.
your email?
That's what
Harry,
we've come
I'm sending
to.
it Harry.
Hey, oh.
You can say it quietly.
No, we're on
No.
there. All right, so here we go.
I'll send
So-
it to Harry King.
So next, so we have again back to this judge who now when is he going to come back on the Senate?
Who?
When is he going to go before the Senate
After the World Series? Muck.
Well, they're probably gonna
Right
start
away.
doing that. Well, no, right now he's going through the schmoozing portion of it. He's going from senator to senator.
Oh,
you know,
my
having the
gosh.
personal sit down.
Going to the dugout, play around.
You know, so
I just don't.
so it
I
should be
mean-
coming up in September. All those hearings. So it's
You know,
gonna be
I would.
interesting.
You know what? I'm still. I kind of. I don't get this, and maybe you guys can figure this out. I always want to see a place. I don't care if it's run by Republicans or Democrats. Kind of like the United Nations. Like where is the diversity? Where is the diversity in the White House? Okay, like literally, where is the diversity in the White House?
So you.
Where
It's
no?
all
Where,
white men
where
trying to
is
grab
it?
the uterus.
Where
so
is-
we're not.
where
We're,
is
we're
the
still talking about the
diversity?
Supreme Court, or
No, well, no, I'm talking about the Supreme Court. I'm talking about in the White House. Where is the diversity in the White House?
so the Supreme Court. How many Supreme Court justices, Irving? 9,
They're all from Yale and 4 from Harvard.
right? But they're 9, right?
There are 9 altogether.
So
There's
if you do-
Alito from Yale, Sotomayor from Yale,
Kavanaugh from
Kavanaugh from Yale, if you want to put him on. All right, Ginsburg from Columbia and Harvard. Okay, she might have spent 1 year here and 2 years there. Then you got Thomas, the Supreme Court Chief. Oh, no, Clarence Thomas is from Yale Law School, the right-wing lunatic. Then you got Judge
best Supreme Court justice
John
we have.
Thomas, Judge John Thomas.
Best Uncle Tom.
He's
Whoa.
right-wing from Harvard.
Yeah.
Okay, then you got I guess that's about it. There might be one more, but I can't remember him right now.
Either Chief Justice
Elena
Roberts.
Kagan,
Oh,
the
Kagan.
former president
Kagan.
of Harvard. That's
Right.
right. Right off the top of my head.
This is a good. I'm glad you brought her up because I was trying to think of her name, and Elena Kagan.
Yeah, she's
right.
smart
So
as hell.
Kagan,
Right.
actually president of Harvard at the time, right? She hires Kavanaugh. So she
Yeah, but that
hired
was
him.
the street to sweep, not to be
No,
a
wait,
Supreme Court judge.
hold on.
Exactly.
She,
Not to
if
sit
he
on one
was
of the
some
highest courts in the
crazy
country.
loon, Kagan, and she's a loon. She's the
She a
most.
loon?
Yeah, she's the
Why is
most
she a loon?
liberal.
Because she had Chinese food for Christmas.
She's the most liberal.
That's what she did. She said so.
Yeah, she did.
But what,
She said it was good food, but she said she was breaking like
That's what I do for all
traditions.
That's what we
But
Jews do for
but she's a
Christmas. We have
liberal.
Chinese-
She's the most liberal judge on the Supreme
No,
Court.
she's not.
Yes, she is. Look
Sotomayor
up her
probably
record.
is.
Sotomayor is gonna
on
catch
corporate,
her.
though, she's not. And
But Sotomayor just does
Ginsburg, too.
does decisions based on emotion. All of them. All of these
Emotion?
guys.
Who?
They don't even care about the Constitution. They don't look at the Constitution.
They know the Constitution word for word
No,
better than anybody.
And
Yeah, well-
and all of their judgments are based on emotion.
Well, listen to him. Where do
Come
you
on.
get this stuff? Right-wing craziness?
No, just
Steve
go
Bannon?
and read Sotomayor's
How
last
soon can we
dissent.
lock
Go
Trump
go
up?
look. Go
Hey,
read. And you've probably read it, and you know it was based on emotion.
I want to lock Trump up. How can you help me do that?
Well, first, let's go back.
With Manafort. Let's lock them both up. His
Poor
next camp-
Manafort. He's. Let me tell you. I remember
Yeah.
we had a story here on the New Haven Independent
That he was
Right.
from Connecticut.
of solitary confinement. You
Which
remember?
he's not in. That's another big
You remember
lie.
that? He's spending
Yeah.
23 hours
Harry,
locked up.
Harry, trust me on this. Big lie. Big lie. Big
Yeah,
lie.
I'm
He
sure
is
Trump's
not
He's
allowed in
luxury.
Gen Pop.
He's in luxury.
I'm sure umpires.
Because he's in luxury. The thing is that
in
they're
luxury.
keeping him away from everybody 23 hours
Big
out
lie.
the day.
Go, well, hey,
And
no
nobody,
special
none of the
treatment.
Democrats are crying about that.
No,
now it's no
that's
special treatment.
Just a lie.
I mean, no special
No
treatment. You-
Democrats are crying about that one.
We
if-
know it's a lie. Not a
Listen,
question
you
mark.
do the time. What did Beretta say?
Don't do the crime if you don't
Can't
want to do the time. Don't do the time.
You got to
crime.
sing it when you gonna do it.
Yeah, well, that
Don't.
was a good show.
Do, oh, that was my favorite. I
Don't
think I
do
had.
it.
I told my husband all the time. I had a crush on what's his name?
Tony Blake.
No, who was the guy?
Not
no,
Beretta.
Who was Beretta?
Oh,
It wasn't
jeez.
Tony
Wasn't he?
Blake, the guy who once went down
did
on
he
murder?
play Spanky when he was a
Yeah,
child?
he went down on a murder charge. He barely
He
beat it.
did,
remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was so shocked by that. What? Come on, Eric, you got to pull that up. What,
I forgot his
was
name. Let me
it
see.
Blake? Was it Blake?
I think so.
Yeah, Beretta, the old whoever Beretta was. Yeah, but I loved Beretta.
the
I thought he
parrot.
was with the parrot. I think I loved the parrot more than I loved him. But like back in the day, I
But
just
what a
thought he was so
three-way.
cool. I just thought it was so cool. But yeah, no, Jack, come on, folks, call in or tune in and let us know what you think about the
And there's another one. Did you hear
judge,
about
the
the $1 billion
Kavanaugh
loan?
appointing.
The $1 billion loan?
Robert
Last time I was
Robert
here-
Blake.
Robert Blake,
Robert,
thank you.
close
Yes,
enough,
Robert
close enough.
Blake.
You want to hear $1 billion loan? Last time I was on the show 2 weeks ago, we were complaining about the $500 million loan from China that they loaned Trump's company to right. China did it, not the Chinese company, Chinese government. All right. Now
Right.
this week, Judge Kennedy, who resigned, his son, working for Deutsche Bank, who's always in trouble anyway, they floated Trump $1 billion loan. Did you see that, Harry?
I did.
$1 billion loan, right? It's true. So now, then he resigns and he gets to appoint a replacement. How corrupt is this guy?
No, it's
Half
beyond.
a billion here,
but,
$1 billion
but
there.
you know the thing is, they don't care. It's so
Right, they don't
obvious,
care.
and there's so many conflicts of interest
Right.
that they just, you know what,
They just keep grabbing
They keep
billions.
going and going and going. They go, you know what, we're not. He's like, listen, we're gonna just ride this thing out. Let's do whatever we want to do. What can they do to us?
Let's get it while we can.
Right. And Kavanaugh, I think they said that he's one of the people that says that
They
no
can bribe him for a baseball
right,
ticket,
but they
for
said that
Christ's
no,
sake.
his view is that no president should ever have to either testify or
That's not quite what he legally said, but that's a good headline. That's what they use.
Yeah,
for
that is
headline.
a good headline because that's not what he said.
But it was close.
But
to
he
it.
was close.
Yeah.
That's what he was. In front.
I mean,
that
that,
was
you know what
the-
that means?
And he said that in 2009, where everybody wanted to impeach Obama. Let's put things in perspective.
Let's use a fair example here, though.
Yeah,
Was
let's
he
do
saying
apples to apples.
That Donald Trump could shoot a baby in the middle of Fifth Avenue and still not be investigated. Is that what he was saying? Because that's the import of what he was saying.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, of course he's not saying that, but
No.
he wrote some stupid thing and he said it. He didn't mean it. He said it.
Right.
Lock him up.
We gotta get T-shirts. So back to what I was saying. The diversity is. Does anybody notice that it's just there's no fire
all
or
old
sass?
white men locking up young women's bodies.
Right. Well, not even bodies.
And
I mean,
also
they're
black
making.
men. They lock up black men. They let the Puerto Ricans die in the mud, and then they worry about each other's rich pedophiliac selves, and they give themselves bonuses.
there's no one that I can see in the White House that was representing me.
There's Ben Carson,
not even
the token.
not even Omarosa.
Well,
Ben Carson's not even.
Right,
that's
what
a whole other
token
story.
that is, huh?
Yeah, no, that was
Another
just
Yaley.
He's pathetic.
He's not working on my brain.
Right, but
he's a brain surgeon.
But I'm just. Is there anyone else that I might be like looking over, like that I haven't noticed? Are there any African American females?
Sister, you're in a different club. You are not in that club.
Right, but I was wondering if there's anyone else that kind of looks or represents, my demographic.
Clarence Thomas.
And I just told you what he is.
You see, that's the thing, that it doesn't matter
Clarence
if there
Thomas,
is one for you.
Clarence Thomas
if Trump
and Ben Carson
came up with a black woman, you would find a reason why.
No, I would not.
You shouldn't
If
be
she
going
was-
for-
if
of
she
course,
was-
just like Clarence Thomas. What is Clarence Thomas, Alyssa?
He's an Uncle Tom.
There you go.
And
Yeah,
everybody
he's
knows
Uncle Tom.
that.
He's worse than that. He's a
Everybody
Trumpite.
knows that. So,
Yeah,
and Ben
dangerous
Carson,
man.
who is working on brains, but
He's
gets
a sellout.
But then
And there you go. So it doesn't matter.
Of course it
Let me
matters.
tell you. So if
We want good people.
Ben
the more
Carson should have never
minorities
taken that
Trump
job.
puts in, you guys.
He
need
puts
to-
the wrong he puts the wrong black
The
folks
wrong
in.
ones,
Period.
of course.
We
period.
want good people, not mean people who suck.
Maxine Waters. He should allow
he should
Maxine
have-
Waters into his
Absolutely.
administration.
Absolutely.
That loon.
I think Maxine had him for a week.
Reclaiming my
Let me
time.
tell you something. Maxine Waters is
Reclaiming
one
my
of
time.
one of the most brilliant women. Let's take color out of this. She happens to be
Low
African American.
IQ, low IQ
okay,
Maxine.
she literally is one of the most brilliant women that walks
No way.
that DC.
She knows,
oh yeah,
she knows the truth.
oh trust
about
me,
Trump.
she knows a lot more than the president.
Go and look at the Los Angeles and NBC station. Actually drove around her district and go and look at her disgusting district. And
It's people trying to ward
Yeah.
off this
she
what they're
doesn't
living
care
in.
about the people.
Trump is the
And
president. Why
she
doesn't he go
lives in
over
a
there and build it?
multi-million-dollar home, not in her
Okay.
district.
No, but my
her
point-
district looks like crap.
Yeah, but our point is, why doesn't Trump, the big builder, go fix it? He's supposed to make America great again.
Right,
But
make
he leaves
America
it
great.
alone.
Exactly.
Mar-a-Lago, he fixes
Exactly.
it every day.
Oh, so Trump should go and fix up
he
Maxine's
really
foreign
district.
How many foreign workers
Why
is
not?
Trump bringing in to work at Mar-a-Lago this year? How many? More
How
than
many?
10.
But okay, how many Hispanics are in the White House?
Oh,
Top official.
They have one fake one, I think.
Top official. Go on.
There
Shoot.
is one, but who cares? I don't
They have
care
a- they have
about.
a-
I don't
You
judge.
need diversity when you're running this country, and you need Obama and Clinton and even the Bushes.
There was a lot
even the
of
Bushes had a diverse.
bad people that Obama had just because they
Who is
were.
bad? Who?
We're not going to run down names.
Valerie
but we,
Jarrett?
We just
Valerie Jarrett was bad. I thought
Oh my
Trump.
God.
I thought Trump dated her. Hey, Stormy Daniels got busted. Stormy Daniels got busted.
Oh, that's right. Stormy Daniels got busted. What do
see
you
that?
think about that?
I think that's selective enforcement with all the women stripping and all those bars getting touched, and they arrested Stormy Daniels for that. How many women do you think did that night? Why
okay,
did they arrest her?
Well,
The only one.
Wait, what state was that?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio, and they have a law that
Well, can we?
you
can
can't
we,
touch the strippers.
Well, how many women did they touch that night in that city? 1,000?
All right,
I'm
well,
not sure.
let's can we for our listeners and our viewers, because some people don't. I don't even know that Stormy Daniels got
Call
arrested.
in on the breast
Yeah.
scandal.
Okay.
Call in on the breast scandal.
So I don't know. I don't know what happened to Stormy. So can we?
Stormy
Can
got
we?
busted.
Okay.
And there's double pun there too.
Okay. Well, can we talk about it on air or what
I can
happened
talk
in this?
about it. Stormy Daniels has been stripping for a long time.
No, we know that.
She's also an adult porn star. So
we know that.
So
the one that Donald Trump had sex with and had an affair with on his wife.
Paid $135,000.
Okay, got that. Stormy Daniels.
About something
got
that never
it.
happened.
Okay.
All right. So Stormy was in Columbus picking up some money dancing. All right, in a strip joint.
Well, don't forget she does features now because she's like the Stormy Daniels. So people come out
making a living and she's making men happy.
Right. So
Right?
what happens in Columbus, Ohio?
So these police and detectives yet in Columbus, Ohio, who don't have murders to investigate and don't have real sexual assaults to investigate,
I know,
decide to go in there and feel her up for a couple of dollars and then arrest her. Okay, talk about bondage, right? Then they put her in bondage and they locked her up.
Jeez.
So now she got arrested for that, and it looks like it's a political hit job.
Of course it is.
And now these guys are gonna test every breast in Columbus, Ohio, to see whether or not those detectives' fingerprints are on them, because they want to know who else they felt up.
So so that article is saying she touched
her
three detectives.
Her breast fell on their hands. I mean, come on.
And
Well,
they're claiming entrapment.
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 Blah, blah, blah.
And selective enforcement. That's the magic word.
Well, the thing is,
that's probably
the
the one right there.
Yeah.
the charges were dropped.
Right.
Okay, so
They were dropped. I didn't know that.
yeah,
Awesome.
it was that was covered. So
What I want to know
those
is,
charges
did
were
they
dropped.
dust her breasts for Donald Trump's hands? Because Donald said he never did her. All right, so I want to know
Well,
if they dusted
the
her
thing,
breasts.
listen, that
Because
whole
she's
thing,
not regularly there, they dismiss the charges. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Judge,
well, that's good.
It was a judge with a brain.
Well,
Did
you
he
know,
lock the cops up?
She doesn't
I-
live. She doesn't live there. So they allowed her to.
That was never a legal defense that I saw, by the way.
Well, it's not right.
I'm just glad that
Right, but the judge's eyes
Yeah, the
were
judge.
rolling.
Right,
Well, you
the
know,
judge
I'm
said,
just-
"Oh, please."
Please. Well, you know, the great thing is, I'm just glad that she came out and she basically she ratted out she ratted out the guy that's running this nation
Into the
and
ground.
let people know what a
Or
sleaze
she's
he
using
is.
it for her career, which is doing very well now.
Well, it's okay.
Well,
That's the
great. No,
American
everybody,
way.
listen. Everybody's got to live. Look at the person that's in Washington that's running
You
the
know,
country.
Everybody's
she
got to
attacked-
live.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Even the Trumps.
Let me be honest for 1 minute, my whole life, all right? If she attacked my hand with her breast, I wouldn't have her arrested. I wouldn't say, okay, you have to go to jail now. And those
I'm
detectives
sure you and
are so pure and
85%
weirdos
of other
said
people
that
wouldn't.
You
she
see
put her-
that? Let
she
me tell
touched
you.
their
Let me
hands
tell
with
you
her breast
something,
and they
Irving.
arrested
That's
her.
not a defense for sexual harassment, and you know that,
Well,
right?
are they saying she was harassing them?
I'm just saying, be careful with how you're wording this
I
because
said carefully.
a
if she
lot
did
of
it, I
men,
wouldn't have had
a
her
lot of
arrested.
men say that the breasts are attacking them too when they're the
I was
pigs.
talking about her. I wasn't talking about other men.
I'm just
Folks,
saying,
and
be
this
careful.
is what happens on the talk sip. We talk,
Yeah.
you know,
And
a storm is circulating.
You gotta
and,
respect women, Irving.
normal men would say, I want to see the pictures. All right? But
Yeah.
we're not like that. Harry and I are respectful of Alicia. I would say, show us the pictures or it didn't happen.
All right, folks. We are just
almost outta here.
we're almost out of here. So, what's everybody doing this weekend? I have some exciting stuff going on with the beer next week. We are having a huge launch.
I see that you're all over the place.
All over. It's amazing. I'm going to tell you, and I want to thank everyone out there just for being so supportive, for buying the product, for buying the beer. The beer will be back in stores and in restaurants and bars next week. So go find your rhythm. But we've got a lot of exciting stuff. Lots of exciting stuff coming up for in the next week with the rhythm stuff. So we're excited. So we'll be making a couple of announcements next week. So we're gonna have a rhythm show next week, which by the way, you're more than welcome to come back. We'll have some
thank
tastings and some sampling. I think we're gonna have someone come in, make a rhythm cocktail, and because it's 5:00 somewhere. So I'll be doing some stuff this weekend, and then I'll be spending some time with the ladies over the weekend. But just enjoying the summer.
I think those detectives should have went out and found some of those little babies who were ripped out of their mother's hands and put in warehouses, find them and reunite them. I think that those mommies who traveled over 1,000 miles to get those kids to the border from safety to safety were heroes.
Right.
I think the mommies were heroes and the babies are innocent victims, and I think the people who took those babies out of their hands really, really, really should be found
Locked
and
up,
prosecuted.
yeah.
That's terrible. You don't take babies away from mommies
Right.
unless it's an emergency.
That's
Not
true.
good mommies.
That's good. So, Irvin, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to a party at Garrett Moore. He's a wonderful lawyer up in Middletown. I'm going to his big party. And
Is it an open party? Because it sounds like you just invited.
I don't even know where it is offhand, so how can I know? All right, but Garrett's a special person.
Oh, that's
and
good.
And then I'm
Good.
going to go swimming. I've been swimming 9 days in a row, which is very good. I can get work
Nice. You
off
got a
my
little.
winter
I
fat.
could tell you got some sun.
Oh, baby, I am dark.
Nice. Kind of catching up.
Looking kind of orange over there.
No.
Not the orange man. Nope. Mm-mm.
Orange-headed doofus bird. I want to get one of those balloons they have in London. Queen Elizabeth is telling people to fake that she's dead so she doesn't have to meet him.
She's meeting him Monday, isn't it? Right?
She is so not happy. You know that. She's so
they're
not happy.
They're overjoyed to.
She's going to fake
be
her
meeting
own
Trump.
death.
Who's overjoyed?
Over there.
Oh,
the
no,
queen,
they're
the
not.
queen is very happy.
I think she's going to have him arrested and for kidnapping those little babies and then
Probably.
lock them up.
Yeah.
He's a very stable genius.
Who?
Oh,
Trump.
that's yeah.
Trump's a
Harry,
stable-
what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend is Sunday's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Best food all day.
So
Very
Don't
nice.
keep-
We were trying to get you an impeachment before your birthday this Sunday, but that wasn't happening.
So I'm just gonna hopefully stay home and have my wife cook me a steak or something.
Nice,
On
a
the
nice
grill.
steak
Right.
on the grill.
Yeah, but I like it. I like my birthdays quiet. So
Quiet, just
So I try to celebrate it on the Saturdays with my family,
okay.
and this way I'm alone
That's a
On
beautiful
Sunday.
thing.
on Sunday.
Oh, nice. Well, whatever you do, blessings on your birthday. Birthdays are special, and it's amazing when you can see another year.
Are you old enough
So-
to vote?
Almost 49.
You're a kid.
Oh, that's good. You're almost at that age. Well, folks, that is our time. We want to thank you for tuning in again, and thank you to my co-host Erwin Pinsky from the Chalk Sip. But folks, like I said, it's a wonderful Thursday. Keep your glass full. Stay positive. Stay focused. Until next time, we'll see you then.